Hello and thank you for joining us today. In the field of reserve studies, percent funded is an important concept, but unfortunately, frequently misunderstood. The good news, it's relatively simple, so let's take a moment and I'll explain it for you. First, percent funded is all about fit. Percent funded is a comparison between how much money the association actually has compared to how much money they should have. Now you can imagine if an association actually has $100,000 and they should have $100,000, that's a good fit. On the other hand, if the association has $100,000 and they should have $200,000, that's a bad fit. So percent funded is a simple calculation. As you can see, it's how much money you have divided by how much money you should have, expressed as a percentage. And then you might ask, well, how do you know how much money we should have? How much money you should have is a technical term called the fully funded balance. It's the amount of deterioration of your reserve assets. Let me give you a simple example. If you have an asset with a 10-year life and a $100,000 replacement cost, if the asset is halfway used up, its fully funded balance is $50,000, half of the $100,000. If at this point in time you actually have $50,000, that's a good fit. The actual cash is a good fit compared to the needs of the association. If at this same point in time you only have $25,000, that's a bad fit. It means that you only have half as much money as you should have. You're 50% funded. Now you can see that deterioration is ongoing and your reserve fund balance changes throughout the year, so how do you work with this? Well, the second point about percent funded is that it's an annual disclosure. Percent funded is a figure that you calculate once a year on the first day of the association's fiscal year. So once you have this number, what do you do with it? And that's the final point. When the fit of the reserves is a poor fit, when you don't have much reserves compared to the needs of the association, those associations frequently have special assessments and deferred maintenance. That's what we call the weak range, the 0 to 30% funded range. On the other hand, if the reserves fit the needs of the association well, that strong range is the 70 to 130% range. It's where the association has smooth sailing and little cash flow problems with respect to getting their reserve projects done. Above the 130% level, surplus. Between 30 and 70%, that's actually the fair range. Most associations are in this range. So that's it for percent funded. It's all about fit, it's an annual disclosure, and it's a reliable indicator of reserve fund strength. I hope that was helpful.